Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
There's been 5 farts in this room already. We've not even started.
These marriages are not perfect, but all in all, they seem to work. Marriage is an institution for grown-ups.
It's like a love-hate relationship.
There are no bosses in a modern marriage. He knows he's lucky to have a wife.
Hello, everybody. It's Simon and Laura here. Hello, Laura.
Hello.
I want to start this one by saying a massive thank you to everyone who's listened to the podcast so far.
Yeah. We've had a great response, actually.
Loads of people from loads of different countries as well.
And finally, my family are listening.
Well, is it good? We've just said this. You've had some text messages from the UK about this.
Yeah, I'm going to give her a hello. Hello, Heidi.
I said the problem is the next time we go home, they're going to know all about our lives, which is not a problem. I don't know anything about them. I've met them. I love them. They're nice. Everybody's nice. But they're going to have the full SP on our relationship.
And the UK is so different to Dubai. So it's a weird one for people listening in the UK.
Yeah.
Like hearing about
Jaguars in gardens.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Swimming pools.
Yeah, but thanks to everyone who's listening. Remember, you can get in touch with us, husbandandwifepod@gmail.com. We are starting to get some letters in now. We might do one a little bit later on. And also, you can send us WhatsApp voice notes from anywhere in the world.
I have a few friends who told us stuff recently.
Yeah.
And I've said to them outright, you do realise this could go on the podcast.
You're starting to say that to people, aren't you? At the end of an anecdote, you're saying, I might talk about that on the podcast.
And most of them have gone, fair game.
It could cause some major friend bust-ups.
And actually, one of the women said that she might actually, after each argument, she's going to send us a voice message.
All right. +971 50 22 88 297. WhatsApp voice messages. Now, that is my phone number. So it's WhatsApp voice messages only. No pictures, ladies. Or fellas. No pictures from fellas. In fact, if there are going to be pictures, preferably women. Okay. But don't send pictures. Try and keep them under about 30 seconds unless it's a mega interesting anecdote. We could disguise your voice. You can be anonymous. Stress that in your message. You will be anonymous.
A lot of the Facebook groups out here put on the anonymous posts.
Yeah, we like an anonymous post, don't we?
Yep.
So we've got all your favourites coming up today. Would you rather? Some recommendations. Don't even know if we've got compliments. But I think the first thing we need to talk about today is yesterday was the last day of school for our 16-year-old, Honey. Finished her GCSEs. But it was the last day ever for our 18-year-old, and she's crying. That didn't take long, did it? You're crying. You're actually crying.
I am, yeah. This
is the start of the podcast. How are you going to recover this?
No, I'm good.
So talk to me about it then. I mean, I know how you're feeling, but tell everybody what it's been like.
Is this good content?
I don't know if it's good or bad.
It's funny because, I was saying this to somebody, when your babies are small, everyone says, oh, enjoy this, and they're not babies for long, and they're not toddlers for long, but nobody ever says to you they're not 18. You don't have that 18 years for very long.
I mean, the A-level years for Leo, 16 to 18, were like a time lapse.
Yeah.
And we've had COVID. I don't know if that went slow for some people, but for us, it seemed to go really fast. It's gone really...
Yeah, well,
like a year and a half.
This whole year and a half has been crazy for everyone. And obviously, like you say, the A-level years, it's coming. And it's probably made hard because we live in a totally different country to where Leo is going to uni. So it is hard. And don't get me wrong, I'm so excited.
I have to preface everything I said to him. You might get murdered in a pub. You might get thrown in a harbour.
That's the thing. So people that live in the UK, they know, and we've seen it on the, once some of the COVID restrictions were being lifted.
Mental.
The Brits, I love the Brits, but a bit of beer in them, they go a bit mental. And try and explain that to an 18-year-old
who's lived a very sheltered life and you're very safe in Dubai.
To say, you see them people balancing the glasses on top of each other over there. If you laugh at that, you might get punched in the face.
Well, this happened last night.
Yeah.
We went to a really nice place, but it's a bar, but it's
Yeah.
somewhere you can take the kids and have a meal.
Yeah.
And we took him for his last day of school ever
Yeah.
meal, and it just so happened on the table behind us, which were 3 or 4 feet behind me, there were some lads who were enjoying and this is the kind of place where
Yeah.
you can enjoy a good drink.
And I love that place because it does feel like a British bar.
Yeah, unfortunately, these lads had had a proper skinful, and they were stacking glasses up, like you said, and making glass pyramids and things like
And
that.
asking ladies for their phone numbers.
And they were swearing a lot. And
Yeah.
our daughter is Betsy Pearl. She's well within earshot. Not that she's not heard all
I was
that
going to
before.
say, yeah, we're all right with the swearing.
So I said to Leo, look, this is what you get in the UK.
This is England.
And the difference is, if one of these smashes a glass behind me now, I'm going to turn around and say something. But in the UK, that could lead to far more serious. I mean, it could have last night, really. But we got out of there before it got too messy.
Don't get me wrong, I am really, really excited for him. And all of our kids, we are so lucky. They each are so talented, so clever, such nice kids. We are really, really lucky. And
You got to stop doing this because we've got to get to some fun stuff.
I know. But I think there'll be plenty of people that will relate to this.
I hope so. We need the listeners.
And I think people will remember back to that time of leaving home for the first time and going to uni as well. That is you leaving home and that is you becoming an adult. And he's ready for it. Well, I think he's ready for it and I think he will blossom, but is still my baby. And
the thought that keeps coming into my mind, do you remember we watched one of the Attenborough documentaries, and it was these birds on a cliff? Literally the only way they can teach them to survive is the mum bird pushes them off the top of the cliff, and it is a high cliff. They can't learn to fly on there because it's too small, so she pushes them off and they have to fly before they hit and they hit the wall on the way down, banging the wall. And it's a great metaphor for the start of adult life because you're suddenly not protected by your parents, and you get banged. It's going to university. You should be getting banged once or twice. But you get the knocks, but you learn to fly. That's been in my mind, that scene.
And gosh, I was so much worse than our kids at that before even 18.
And they're actually way more mature compared to me. At 18, I feel like, compared to today's kids, I was like a 12-year-old. I was like a country bumpkin, no offence.
Yeah, but and I don't know if it is growing up in Dubai. Like, it is kind of like growing up in that village because everybody knows everybody in Dubai. Yep. And hats off to his teachers. And, you know, like I got a message from his tutor who he's had from the start to the finish. Yeah. She spent the evening crying.
Yeah, it's tough. So you have been this week an emotional wreck.
I have. So was Leo. Leo, I think it kind of hit home.
He's a sensitive guy.
I tell you, I went and watched these lads come out. All of the lads were crying. They were hugging.
See, they would never think this, but they're still babies. You sit here now. Yeah. I sit here at my age and know that when I was that age, I was still a baby.
Yeah.
At that age, I'm like, I'm a man. I don't need anything. I'm out there.
If my parents tried to tell me what to do at 18, I totally rebelled. So we are really, really lucky. And I know that. And I miss him.
Yeah.
I miss him. So.
And yesterday, I was on radio. I couldn't be at the school to see him come out. So I'm getting it all from you on the text message about what's happening. And I'm feeling... And I did a couple of features on it on radio, talked about it on my show, where people send in songs that fit the story. So the story was it's the last day of school ever for our son. So I'm playing like clips of songs... Closing Time, Semisonic, Goodbye the Spice Girls. And I'm sitting in the studio alone with tears in my eyes. Aww. And just a really emotional day. And I called you after and it just about calmed down in the car as I was driving home from work. And I just said, I'm really proud of you. Then he started crying again.
What I would say is if you're pregnant or if you're thinking of having a baby or if you've got a little one or they're just about to start school, honestly, just appreciate everything.
Every second.
Everything. Because that 18 years, nobody tells you.
It's making me look at our youngest, Betsy Pearl, in a different way because I'm thinking, right, we've got 10 years and I want a great 10 years. It's going to be a nightmare. She's an asshole.
Yes, she is.
It's going to be a great 10 years.
But yeah.
So that's that. That's where we're at today. And we have had one of the most exhausting weeks of my life. It feels like we've been to a festival, we've done loads, you know what I'm talking about, and we've had no sleep. It feels like we've been at a 5-day festival for the last 2 weeks, and today's the first day we've had a bit of downtime.
Yeah, last little thing, big love to all the teachers because, and they know who they are. They have worked their little bottoms off.
It's teachers everywhere, isn't it? You used to be a teacher, you know what it's like. That's the gig.
Yeah, you have to love working with kids and love your job to be a teacher, and honestly, it is one of the most stressful jobs ever.
So we've had rough week. We've had a bit of a relax today. We thought we'd come and do a podcast. So that's where we're at, right?
Emotionally exhausted.
Yeah, we've got so much more to talk about, but I thought we should get that out of the way today, the last day of school bit. So we'll move on to this.
Wife's whinge.
What do you got?
Sorry, I got
You
burp.
doing a burp? Let it out. She's drinking.
I thought I better not pick too an emotional one today. So I have gone for you are the worst
Well, that's a good start.
at clicking through channels, right? You always have control.
Right, don't make me sound like oppressive husband.
No.
What happens every time? I try to give you the remote control.
Yeah.
How many times have I done that? And you go, no, you choose something.
I think when we're all sat around on an evening, you do say, pass me the controller to whoever's got it, right? So,
Again.
right, so you do. And then we kind of like agree a thing to watch.
Yeah, we know in advance.
And those moments when you go out, I don't know, get your car registered or...
Oh, don't get me wrong. I understand because the moment you go out the fucking house, I watch a film. In fact, it happened today. Leo, our 18-year-old, found a new Mads Mikkelsen film, and he's one of my man crushes.
He's
And I
one of
think
my
lady crushes, yeah, as well. And I think our son's got a man crush on him. And today,
Yeah.
which is the day we're supposed to be sitting on our and doing nothing, you decide we've got to drive to the opposite end of town and back for something that we couldn't get.
Yeah, but that's
And
because
as
I'm
you-
a mum, you see. And
we-
it wasn't for me. It wasn't something for me. It was something for one of our kids.
But we decided we weren't doing anything today
Yeah,
because
I
we've had
know.
such a hard time.
I know.
And then you say you're going.
Yeah.
And as you disappeared upstairs to get your cardigan, Leo looked at me and went, are you going with Mum? Because I knew what he was going to say. Me and you can watch that Mads Mikkelsen film. And I just went, afraid so.
Yeah,
because
but-
I knew I would be.
See, even that kind of annoys me a little bit because you know I like him and...
No. It's not about that because you saw the trailer and you said you didn't
I
think
didn't
it was
see
going to be
I
a
didn't
film
see
you
it.
wanted to watch.
I did not see it because I was cleaning the dining
You
room
were sat
table at the time.
at the dining
after
room table
breakfast.
with Honey, and I said to you, look at Mads Mikkelsen with a shaved head because I wanted you to see it.
Yeah, I looked up, but I didn't watch the trailer.
But you actually said to me, it doesn't seem like my kind of thing, too much shooting and stuff.
No, I didn't say that. Wrong film. Wrong film. However, when we get into bed and finally we're on a point with no kids, which I'm pretty sure most people will relate to, mommy and daddy time.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Now, that kind of mummy and daddy time is what it used to be and probably should be, but it's not. It's mummy and daddy time. Daddy wants to watch The Repair Shop. Mummy won't.
No, mummy
Daddy wants to watch Gods of Snooker.
Mummy wants to watch
won't.
murder, crime.
Yeah.
Because that's what I like to go to sleep to, obviously.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Sometimes we'll find a common ground, like if we're watching a good series. put
Mayor
that
of
on.
Easttown.
Oh, amazing.
Bombed it through it.
It's that point where we finished a series and we started a new one, and you will flick. And I don't know if it's what you've got or how you've got it on the
It
setup.
goes-
Click, 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 click. But
As you're listening to that, every 10 clicks, I see something I would
but
watch.
so do I, and I'm thinking.
But you never say.
No, because I
And
think,
I said
well,
to you,
it clearly,
I actually say, tell me if you see something you want to watch.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And I'm thinking, well,
I've
he's
said
obviously,
that
he's
so many
he's
times.
obviously not found one he likes because otherwise he would have clicked on it. Because I don't care most of the time, as long as it's something that you kind of think I'll like.
Stop talking. Let me just say this. You don't care most of the time. I can tell you 100 examples in the last 2 years of you going,
No,
I'm not in the mood for this.
You know what I don't like, right? But there's like, especially when you go through documentaries. I love a documentary, and you know
No,
that.
but that's not what I want at bedtime. Sometimes at bedtime, yeah, we'll watch murder stuff sometimes, but sometimes I want something like The Repair Shop or Long Lost Family.
But you must go through about 100 that I will watch, and to be honest, we both fall asleep after about 10 minutes
I got
anyway.
a deal for you. Let's end this on a deal.
Go on.
Alternate nights and alternate choices, and we have to watch what the other one says.
Okay.
Let's give it a go, and we'll report back. Yeah?
Okay.
I hate doing the clicking as much as
Do you like
hate
the sound
it.
of it? It's a lovely sound.
Wish I could get rid.
Husband's hump.
This is always the scary bit.
Well, it's not a biggie,
Go on.
and it's not an end of the world. It's going to start with me sitting on the toilet. I go into the bathroom the other day.
Okay.
I sit down on the toilet.
I always spray after.
It's nothing to do with the ball itself. I sit down.
Yeah.
How sensitive are my feet?
Oh, so annoyingly.
It's first thing in the morning. I've got the blurry eyes, just doing my business. And then I feel it on my feet.
Is it my hair?
Well, my first impression was a giant from a beanstalk has been cutting his pubic hair in our bathroom because my feet are in hairy balls I don't know how you have not got a comb over if that's how much hair's coming out of your head when you brush it, because...
It's gross, isn't it?
Why is it on the floor in front of the toilet? Which area are you cutting?
No, I'm not cutting any hair. What it is, every morning I've got a bit of OCD where I have to clean the brushes out.
Fair play, because I love cleaning a brush.
And then I push it into the bin. But sometimes I know it doesn't quite... Because you know what hair's like? It's a bit
Right,
like...
hold on. Before you carry on.
What?
This hair was in front of the cupboard. It was nowhere near the bin.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Hair is a bit like, you know, those little those white dandelion flowers where you go 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Hair kind of flies a little bit like that, where it just kind of goes all over the place.
You've pulled this off in a ball because it's in a ball.
Yeah, so I've pulled it off the brush and I've kind of tried to aim for the bin, and I know sometimes it lands on the floor.
Well, it's near the cat water thing, which is nowhere near the bin.
Yes, I'm the only one that ever changes that. When I clean that out, there's often in the filter my hair. So I 100% know, and it annoys me.
So what are we saying then? What's the outcome?
Maybe instead of my little throw into the bin, I need to be a bit more firm.
I think wet hands, roll it up. Because but it'd go into a proper, like the inside of a golf ball.
I can't do that.
Right? Well, I could, shout me in, but I don't want it on my toes. I'll sometimes brush my teeth, and one of your hairs is on the toothbrush. Not from that. One of your hairs is on
an electric toothbrush.
On the vibrating toothbrush. And it's all round back of me, tonsils and everything. Horrible.
That's great. I feel for you. I do feel for you.
I almost feel like you should do that either in another room. It shouldn't be near where I put things in my mouth or put me bare feet. So look, leave it there.
Yeah, no, I understand.
If you can be as tidy with the hair as I am with the hose pipe these days from an earlier episode, I'd much appreciate it.
I will try.
Okay.
Would you rather?
I'm going to do one today.
Go on then.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Would you rather accidentally send a filthy text message to my dad or your dad? Hypothetically, it's a picture. I'm not saying you do send pictures like this, but let's say you took a picture and it were proper filth. It's an accident, so you're not choosing to send it to either parent. Whose parent would you rather send it to?
Yours.
Explain.
Well, because it feels less weird if I send it to my own.
But it's not easier to explain. You send it and you go, please delete that picture. If I was sending a rude picture, I'd send it to your mum.
Exactly, see?
No, but my mum's seen it all. She brought me up. So
yeah, but I feel
nice
like...
for your mum.
What'd you say?
I said it's nice for your mum. It's a little treat, isn't it? It's like a virtual Christmas card.
I'm not sure it is a treat, to be honest.
Full of cracker.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't want to upset your mum, because what if she thought I was actually doing it?
Yeah, well, it would make for a frosty...
Yeah, it would upset your mum. And
great anecdote for podcast, though.
Understandably. See, the thing is... You could then talk to them and I wouldn't even.
I could.
I wouldn't even have to be on the phone call or the Zoom, and you could be like,
But they know us.
Whereas I would have to do the talk to my parents, and I don't want to face that. Like, oh my gosh, I'm really sorry, because I would just be so embarrassed.
It would. I mean, either way, but that's the would you rather. So you would send it to my dad, and I would send it to your mum.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. We've all done those accidental.
I don't want to talk about that.
Readers' wives and husbands.
Some of you will get that joke, and if you do, filth. All right, I'm going to give you a letter, and I want you to read it out, and then we'll discuss it. You've not seen this yet.
Yeah, okay.
Here you go. It's genuine. Read that out.
I have recently moved in with my boyfriend of 9 months, and we have a pretty open relationship, which is fairly tolerant of bodily functions. Herein lies the problem. When he farts, which is fairly regularly, I can relate to that. It is extraordinarily loud, but mostly completely odourless. Oh, okay.
I can relate to that.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, this is not about us, by the way.
No,
this is a genuine email.
However, when I do it, which only tends to happen when I'm unwell or have eaten something that disagrees with me, yeah, I understand that. It is very much in the silent but deadly category, but they can be pretty brutal. See, I'm a bit like that. Mine aren't loud, but they are pretty smelly. We were joking about this, and then he suggested that I say quack to pre-warn him that I'm about to fart so he can brace himself.
I am totally adopting this for you. You must do this.
I am not doing this.
Although yours make a quack most of the time.
I laughed it off, but next time it happened and I didn't say it, he insisted that next time I must. So I gave it a go, and I felt one coming, looked him dead in the eye and said, Quack, he laughed so hard that he spilled his wine, and then he started mock gagging as he was cleaning up, and I just felt so embarrassed. What should I do next time? Is this genuine?
I mean, they're in the early stage of a relationship, right? I think you and I should adopt the Quack if either of us do a silent one. Don't wait till it smells, because...
No, because I'll tell you why. Sometimes you think you're going to get away with it, so you don't always know that it's going to stink.
Yeah, but that's fine, because if you fart and say quack and there's no smell, it's a laugh. But you're also giving yourself an insurance policy because...
What about when other people are in the room?
If it's family, if it's the kids, fine.
Most of the time I'm hoping someone else takes the blame for it, or the dog. Like if I say quack, I'm openly admitting it's me, whereas most of the time I'm hoping everyone will go, Charlie.
See, if you don't live in a country that's as hot as ours, then you probably don't have your air conditioning on 24 hours a day like we do. And then you won't understand how our air conditioning works. It circulates air around the room.
Yeah.
So what you can do is, if you've ever thrown a boomerang, you can fart in one corner of our room and it's like that. It travels. Somebody across the room will go, you can see it work its way around the room because of the air conditioning, right? And that's what yours are like.
I've always had that problem.
Yeah, but I think this is a fun idea for couples to adopt.
Can we choose a new word, or are you going with quack?
Quack's a good word.
Well, funny, because you always say... What's it, when you...
The ducks are on the lake again, because we've got a lake behind the house. The ducks are on the lake again.
Okay.
Hey, I don't mind that at all.
You do the loudest
Very
farts.
loud, yeah. You do sometimes.
Occasionally, but your loud farts don't smell. But mine are the silent violence.
Okay.
So.
And remember, if you want to get in touch, husbandandwifepod@gmail.com is the email address, or you can leave us voice messages, voice notes, which we will play on the show by WhatsApping them to this number, +971 50 2288 297. That number is in the description of the podcast as well.
Recommendations.
Cruella.
Oh, yes.
Top notch. Great kids film, but a great adult film as well. Plenty of in-jokes in there. It's a live-action one. It stars Emma Stone. I didn't even know Emma Thompson was in it. So when she came on the screen, because we are loving Emma Thompson.
I love, yeah.
She was fantastic.
Do you know what? I actually love Emma Stone. I think
She's great.
they were both brilliant. And
Paul Walter Hauser, terrible English accent, but ends up being hilarious.
Yeah.
And the other guy, Joel Fry, who was in Yesterday, he was the best friend in Yesterday.
Ah, yes.
And he's in another thing. What's it called? Where they wear the plebs. The TV
yeah,
show.
he's totally recognisable.
It's a bit like Horrible History sort of thing. So they're like their sidekicks to him. So fantastic soundtrack, out of this world, 1960s.
Yeah, and I think probably a lot of parents are thinking, oh, Disney film, like put off by it.
So good.
But yeah, I think well worth the watch.
And yeah, we finished Mayor of Easttown, which we've recommended already on the podcast. It finished so well. Kate Winslet deserves all the plaudits. She was amazing.
She was, yeah, she really was.
Compliments.
Compliments,
Are
Laura.
we still doing this?
What do you mean are we still doing it?
I thought we were going to stop this. I thought this was too difficult to do.
I got a compliment for you. You'll always give me the last bit. Even if I insist that you have it, right? You're going to get emotional again now.
I am, do you know?
You always give me the last bit. You did it this morning. We had a really nice breakfast with the kids this morning, didn't we? And we needed to because we've not seen them and it was the last day and everything. Oh, this morning.
Do you know what I think? I think that's a real mum thing, and I think that's why it's made me cry again. This is a good podcast. We're starting and finishing with me crying.
Yeah, they should all be like this. I love it. Yeah, we had breakfast with the kids. We had avocado on toast and we had some muffins, a nice little treat, nice coffees at home.
Yeah.
And the muffins, they were blueberry, what was the other one? Raspberry, was it?
Yeah, and chocolate orange.
And then we got these chocolate orange ones. Even though I'd had mine, you keep ripping bits off, have a bit of this, have a bit of this. But you do it all the time. If there's a bit of food left anywhere, whatever, you always give me the last bit. So I'm going to give you that as your compliment. And I don't deserve it because I'm a rotter, but thank you.
I haven't got one prepared because I... No, because,
you don't need to.
No, because I thought we were dropping this bit.
It doesn't matter. I've written some down in the week. Don't worry, I've got 4 more humps than I have compliments.
I love you.
That is what a rubbish way to end. We'll wrap it up there, guys, because we wanted to try and keep it around half an hour. So once again, thank you so much for listening. Please please subscribe, leave us a review on there, but if it's positive, don't give us a jokey 1 star because it'll really mess with the algorithm. And spread the word.
Yeah, please recommend it to your friends. That'd be great. Thank you.
Lovely. Are you all right? I want to check that you're all right because you've been emotional.
Yeah, it's been emotional.
Yeah. So thanks. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
The end.